I'm Brett Peterson, the Business Rogue, and today we're going to talk about, should I be an entrepreneur? In the course of this video, we're going to go through a series of questions that you can ask yourself to kind of help you gauge whether or not you should start a business, whether or not you're ready. I hope that you do start a business, right? This channel is to encourage entrepreneurship. I hope you can make a great career as an entrepreneur. As always, if it's your first time here, please hit the like button and the subscribe button so you can see these. It also helps us get higher in the YouTube algorithm so other entrepreneurs and other would-be business owners can see this content. Hopefully we can help some more people that way. All right, let's get started. What is the right point to jump off the ledge into being a small business owner? Let me give you a couple of suggestions. First things first. Businesses don't run out of money. Entrepreneurs do. You as a business owner, you exist and you have needs that have to be met. Right? When you form a company with your state or with your government, wherever you live, however the laws for that work, when you form that entity doesn't care about how much money is coming in or coming out. That entity doesn't exist, actually. It's just a legal fiction. It's a legal document. Don't forget that. Because of that, generally speaking, the less money you can spend on a monthly basis, the better off you'll be, until and unless you can cover your expenses with your sales. So first and foremost, how are you supporting yourself now? It's possible to start a business because you have no other choices. I've done that before. Sometimes successfully, sometimes not, right? I couldn't find another job, so I tried to start a company. The problem with that is starting a company takes money. There are some exceptions. I've heard about one lady who was able to start a bakery business where she had a specialty recipe from her homeland. She was an immigrant. She made that baked good. I think it was a type of roll. Sold it at a local grocery store. That's great. So it's possible to start with very, very little money. Absolutely. However, if you're in a Western nation, if you're in a suburban setting, probably have a fairly high cost of living already compared to the rest of the world. And where are you going to come up with the money to, on top of your current cost of living, to pay for the things you need to build your business? Even with the bakery example, she needed an oven, which she already had. She needed flour, which she got a loan for. She needed the other ingredients, which she got a loan for. Now, there's a couple ways you can get around this. One is cut your expectations for living expenses. Maybe you're living on $1,000 a month right now, and you can find a roommate or three and figure out a way and sleep in a car or whatever and figure out a way to live on $500 a month or $100 a month. So that's one thing. What can you afford? What's the business you can afford to start? Second, what's the business you have time to start? Let's say you're in college and you have 18 credit hours and you're writing a research paper and you're dating somebody and you are part of a sports team and you have a hobby that's time consuming. Let's say painting little action figures. If you're going to add another 20 to 40 hours a week of working on your business into that, something's got to give. There are trade-offs. We all only get 24 hours a day. So what business do you have time to start? Can you cut down the time required for your business? Or can you find time somewhere else? Can you give up something else? This is why entrepreneurs often get divorced. I think your marriage is worth more than your business. Let me just say that as a blanket statement. But this is why it happens. I've seen it to a lot of fellow entrepreneurs, a lot of my peers. They've gotten divorced because their business took more time than they expected, and they took that time away from their spouse and their family. Third, what business are you passionate about? In my experience, very, very few companies just spring into existence easily and magically. They do happen. I have seen it, and it always makes me stare slack-jawed in wonder when it happens. It does happen occasionally. It's about like getting hit by lightning. It's about that rare, right? So if you're going to start a company, what work are you going to put into it? And because of all that work you're going to put into it, are you excited about it? I have tried to start businesses in the past where I saw a market opportunity, I talked to customers and found out it was really cool, and they were interested and excited about it. The financials were there, it seemed pretty solid. I had some pre-orders even. And I thought it was just stupid. Those businesses didn't go very well, as you can imagine. I was bored, I hated working on the things, and I had no passion for the project. And that passion is necessary to carry you through the doldrums, to carry you through the grind. Starting a business is a grind, and it's probably going to be 3 to 5 years, sometimes as high as 7 years, before you're up and running and getting going well. Is the company you're planning on starting something you care about enough or think is cool enough or enjoy enough when it doesn't pay yet, when it's keeping you from your best hobbies, when you have to negotiate with your spouse or significant other for the time to do it, right? When it's keeping you away from your kids' soccer games and baseball games and bedtime stories. And when it takes a lot of your free money to spend, your disposable income. I read once a statistic that entrepreneurs give up 60% of their possible earning wages because of the time they spend not in the corporate ladder trying to start their business. So there's some significant sacrifices you're going to need to make as an entrepreneur to start your company. Or is it something you can start, is it something that requires such a low investment of time and money that you can start it without giving up those other things? Now what? How do you know when it's time to jump into your business full time? How do you know when it's time to start? First, how much money does it take to get started? Usually there's a spike in expenses, and then there's monthly expenses after that point. Try, if at all possible, to save up those expenses before you start. If you can start your business without going into debt, that's better, because then you don't have this crushing weight over your head if things don't go well. Second, you need to know, how fast can I get paid through this business? Is it going to take me a month to have sales? Is it going to take me 6 months to have sales? Is it going to take me 2 years before I can sell something, before money starts coming in? That makes a huge difference in terms of what you can commit to it. I started a publishing house once, and books take a long time. They take a long time to write, they take a long time to edit, they take a long time to publish, and they take a long time and a lot of effort to market. But I could have avoided a lot of pain if I had looked at that and said, hey, I'm not going to have any money coming in for 6 months minimum with how I've set up this business currently. Probably should keep my day job rather than quit it. How long can you last personally? How long do you want to give it a shot at for before throwing in the towel? Again, this doesn't make you a bad entrepreneur. Everybody has a limit. How long is it worth it for you to keep trying before sales happen? You need to answer that question now before you start your company. Because 6 months down the road, you're going to say, oh, I just need another 3 months. I just need another month and the sales will come in, I'm sure of it. And so you start taking out more loans. Or, oh, I just need another year and things will start coming in. Or it'll get better next year. There's all kinds of psychological reasons that you're going to keep trying to play this out when it's not working, if it's not working. So in that situation, start now and say, hey, I'm going to give this a run for 2 years or 6 months or 8 months or whatever. If you have a restaurant that should be turning over sales immediately, it might be shorter. It might be 3 months. That doesn't make you a bad entrepreneur. That makes you a wise entrepreneur. That makes you a good entrepreneur. It means that you're not going to ruin your life trying to start your company. It means you're probably not going to commit suicide because your company's gone badly. I know that's super heavy to talk about here, but I've seen it happen. Your business is here to serve you. You are not a slave to your business. Heavy stuff. We'll move on a little bit. On a happier side, hey, I'm doing this on the side of my desk. This is my part-time gig that I'm getting up, spinning up and running. I was smart. I did a minimum viable product. I talked to customers. I did pre-sales. Money's coming in already. I think if I quit my day job and jumped into this, I can make this. I really think I can support myself on it. Fantastic. First, congratulations. If you're in that situation, awesome. Good on you. Well done. You're doing great. Keep going. But you still need to answer those questions. How much money? How long can I risk this? Let's say that you go into it full time and the money doesn't come in. How long do you want to play that out? Let's say you're making up half your current salary. Let's say you have a day job that pays $12,000 a year, and right now your business looks like it's going to make you $6,000 a year. If I can cut out the day job and go spend more time on this business, I can get to $12,000 or maybe $18,000 or $24,000 a year. Are you going to be okay in the ramp-up period? If I can suggest, make it a tip, use the money that your business is generating, save that up. Now you have a cushion. Now you're much safer to make that jump. I'm sure some of you at this point are saying, if you've listened this far, are thinking, Brett, what a cowardly way to start a business. I'm not speaking from cowardice. I'm speaking from painful experience. I've started businesses, I've made the jump too early, and had really negative outcomes as a result of it. Damaged relationships, not provided for my responsibilities because I've tried to be an entrepreneur first. Try to de-risk starting a business. Starting a business is always risky. That's why there could be a big reward. That's why it's exciting and cool, and that's why you care about it, is because you can make a big difference in the world. You can make a lot of money. You can be your own boss. All the good things that you want out of starting a business. Absolutely. Those are the right reasons to start a business. So try to de-risk that any way you can. Work through those problems now before you're in those problems. What can I afford? What time can I invest? What's it going to do to my family and me, like my life, emotionally, personally? What am I willing to sacrifice for it? Am I passionate about this business? Is it fun? Is it interesting? Am I excited about it? How long can I let it run? How fast can I get to sales to support myself? Start budgeting. If you don't use a budget now, just put a budget together for yourself. My challenge for this week is, if you haven't already, go through and do a budget. Figure out how much you spend every month, how much comes in every month, and what the difference is. Second challenge, answer these questions. If you can answer those questions, you'll have a pretty good idea about when, how long, how risky, how scary, if you're ready to start a business. There's been some heavy stuff today, and I'm sorry for that, but go into this with your eyes open. If it's hard, it's not because you're a bad entrepreneur. Work through it. As always, good luck starting your business. We'll see you next time. So I'm going to make this 3 symbol and then probably regret it later.